Hello students, welcome back. Please, if you haven't done it already, please print the lecture notes and we'll start going over the vocabulary together. This first word is a verb. Please repeat after me. Admonish. Admonish. Past tense, admonished. It means to warn someone or mildly scold. I think that's what I have on your paper, yeah. To warn or reprimand someone. Students, you may or may not be interested, but I live just 5 minutes off campus. I live right across the street from E-Mart. And sometimes when I want to go shopping, I will jaywalk. Do you know jaywalking? It's when you cross the street, but not at a crosswalk. It's against the law. There is a crosswalk, but it's a little bit far from my apartment, and sometimes when there's no traffic, I will quickly run across the street. It's jaywalking. Anyway, some years ago, your professor was jaywalking, and I didn't notice it. There was a police officer standing on the other side of the street. So I start running, and then even before I got to the other side of the street, I realized that I was in trouble. And the police officer, thankfully, just admonished me and told me to be careful, not to do it again. Actually, the police officer could not speak English very well, and I think he was quite nervous talking with me. He was sweating, and so I think I got lucky. But anyway, he admonished me. He scolded me mildly for jaywalking. So that's a secret. Please don't tell any of your friends that. In Korean, gujetta? Gujetta? Students, if you have your handout, which I hope you do, you can see the translation here. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, so please correct me if I mispronounce it. This next one, another verb, embroil. Please say it with me. Embroil. Embroil, it means to involve someone in an argument. I don't know if I have this on your paper. Usually against their will. So involve someone deeply in an argument, conflict, or some difficult situation. Trying to think of an example. So students, sometimes when parents get divorced, a son or daughter gets embroiled in the divorce. So the parents, for whatever reason, are not happy and they're separating, and sometimes the children get embroiled in the dispute. What is that in Korean? Oh, very difficult. Himolgige hara? Students, I'll tell you a true story. Some years ago now, I remember there was a campus couple in my classroom. And they were so cute, it was disgusting. Really cute couple. I always saw them together. I saw them together in the hallway, on campus. They were always holding hands, fawning over each other. They always sat together in my classroom. And then one afternoon, I noticed the girl was sitting on one part of the room, and her boyfriend was sitting kind of far away. And not because there were no desks available, or maybe he or she arrived late to class. Sometimes that'll happen, but no. They deliberately were sitting apart, and I thought, maybe there's trouble in paradise. I like both students. Both are really great students. I have good relations with both of them. And I was curious, like, is everything okay? What happened? But I did not want to get embroiled in a lover's dispute, a lover's quarrel. 이해했어요? So embroil means to get pulled in to some argument or drama or difficult situation. And again, I don't have this on your paper, but usually it's against your will. It's something you'd rather not be a part of, yet you're getting sucked into some situation. All right, so that's embroil. This next one I think you guys know. It's an adjective, innumerable. Innumerable. The prefix in means not. Innumerable, it means numberless or countless. Too many to count. For example, by the way, this video is being filmed in Gyeonggi-land. It's a really beautiful campus, particularly in April, but I think all throughout the year. So here, leaves, the foliage. How many leaves are there? Too many to count. Innumerable. Students, on the midterm exam, you need to be able to think of some situation where something is innumerable. Can you think of any examples? Something that's innumerable? How about stars? How many are there? 1, 2, numberless, innumerable. Field of sunflowers. How many? Innumerable. All right, guys. Moving right along, this next one. I don't know if you know this one or not. It's an adjective. Sinister. 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 In my mind, it means evil. Wicked, evil, dishonest, especially in some dark or mysterious way. When I think about evil or something that's sinister, I think about the German Chancellor, Adolf Hitler. He kind of embodies evil in my mind. So his ideology about Jews was sinister. His plans to murder all the Jews in Europe was sinister. In Korean, sinister? Saakhan. Some students say that my midterm exam is sinister. Only joking, guys. All right, next one, another easy one. It's an adjective. Nocturnal. Please say it with me. Nocturnal. Nocturnal. Students, in my mind, when I hear nocturnal, I just think nighttime. But probably a better definition is anything that occurs at night, happening during the night, under the cover of darkness. In Korean, nocturnal is yaganui, yaganui, or alternatively, bamui. I know my pronunciation's probably not very good. Students, can you think of any nocturnal animals? It's the symbol of hoofs. An owl is a nocturnal animal. Hedgehog. Believe it or not, guys, they sell hedgehogs at Home Plus. Fox is a nocturnal animal. A raccoon? I don't know if this word will be on the midterm, but I want you to have a broad understanding of the word nocturnal. I probably won't write an example sentence using owl or bat. University students have nocturnal habits. So just remember, nocturnal, occurring at night, or simply nighttime. All right, going through this quickly. This next one, it's a verb, fluctuate. Please repeat after me. Fluctuate. Again, fluctuate. Fluctuating. Please say it with me. Fluctuating. Fluctuating. And then back to present, fluctuate. Fluctuate. Fluctuate, guys, it means to go up and down. To change continually. Students, do you remember when we were in elementary school and on the playground there's a seesaw? I don't know what it's called in Korean, but one person sits here, another person sits here, and we go up and down. Anyway, fluctuate means to go up and down. So, can you think of anything that fluctuates? I don't think I wrote this on your paper, but one example just off the top of my head is temperature. Yes, temperature. So these days it's getting warmer and warmer, but in the early spring, it can be warm in the daytime and then get cold again at night. So we can say the temperatures fluctuate throughout the day. They rise and fall. Let's see here. Sometimes our mood fluctuates. Day to day or week to week. I think most of us, hopefully, usually feel okay, but sometimes we feel elated, super happy, and sometimes something happens in life and we feel a little melancholy, a little blue. So sometimes our mood can fluctuate from happy to sad. What can I say, guys? Sometimes students' class average can fluctuate throughout the semester. It's true. Sometimes a student might score a little low on the midterm, and then they'll raise their class average on the final, which makes me very happy. So class average can fluctuate throughout the semester. There are many other things that fluctuate, but those are just a few examples. What does fluctuate in Korean? 변동? 변동을 가집하다? I think that's right. Okay, this next one, I would be very surprised if you know it. It's a noun. It's called palindrome. Palindrome. A palindrome is a word, could be a phrase, a sentence that reads the same backwards or forward. I guess I did that backwards. Forward or backwards. For example, the word radar, R-A-D-A-R, it's spelled the same, forward or backward. There's a lot of words like that. Level is another palindrome. I'm trying to think of another example. February 20th, 2020. I know this is going to be backwards on your screen, guys, but earlier this winter, 02022020, it's the same forwards and backwards. I know it's backwards on your screen, literally, but that numerical sequence, that number, is the same forwards or backwards. That's called a palindrome. Sometimes words or even phrases can be palindromes. Anyway, a palindrome is anything that can be read the same forwards or backwards. Find it on the test. Okay. Palindrome in Korean, by the way, is himun. I don't know that word. Do you? Himun? It's new to me. Okay, this next one, very easy. It's a noun. Heirloom. Students, very important. The letter H in heirloom is silent. You do not pronounce the H. It's not heirloom, but heirloom, like the air we breathe. Heirloom. Please say it with me. Heirloom. Heirloom. Students, what do I have here? An heirloom is a valuable object. It could be anything that is owned by a family for many years and passed from one generation to the next. Jewelry comes to mind, like, grandfather's gold pocket watch. Maybe when grandfather passes away, the watch is passed down to the father, and then eventually to the son and his son, and so on and so forth. So too, grandmother's ring or mom's ring could be in the family for generations. It does not have to be jewelry, though. Trying to think of some other example. It could be a piece of furniture. Like a desk, or I'm trying to think of another example. Can you think of any examples of an heirloom? Maybe a painting. My father is an artist, and our house, there are many watercolor paintings, so I'm sure, as painful as it is for me to think about, many of my father's paintings will be passed down to me, though I don't really think of them as an heirloom, and I don't have children of my own, but I hope they can stay in my family. I hope they become heirlooms someday. Can you think of any heirlooms? Maybe our textbook, National Geographic Pathways, Listening, Speaking, and Critical Thinking? No? Heirloom? Gabo. Okay, guys. 2 more and we're finished. This next one, easy. It's an adjective. Ambiguous. Please repeat after me. Ambiguous. Ambiguous. You don't have to know this, but the noun form of ambiguous is ambiguity. Ambiguity. What is ambiguity? Or ambiguous? Not clear. Having 2 or more possible meanings. Whenever I hear the word ambiguous, this is the picture I see in my mind. So, is Professor going to have multiple choice questions on the midterm exam? His answer was a little ambiguous, meaning not clear. By the way, there will be no multiple choice on the midterm exam, just as an example. I'm trying to think of another example of ambiguous. If I ask one of my friends, hey, do you want to get together this Friday? And he or she says, yeah, maybe. Well, their answer was a little ambiguous. It's not clear to me if they're going to accept my invitation or not. I'll give you one more example, just very quickly, guys. A few years ago, I'm not sure when this started, maybe 2017, Seoul came up with a slogan called I Soul You. Do you guys, are you familiar with this? I Soul You? What does it mean? It seems like no one knows. I actually like it. It sounds a little bit like I love you, I soul you. I'm not sure what it means. Maybe it's open to interpretation, but the meaning is a little ambiguous, meaning not clear, or having more than one possible meaning. Ambiguous? What is that in Korean? Aimemohohan? Did I say that correctly? Aimemohohan? Ambiguous. Students, while I'm thinking about it, if I'm ever talking about something and you feel like my explanation was ambiguous, please don't be shy to send me an email or contact me in some way. I'm happy to clarify. I don't want you ever to feel confused or feel like something's ambiguous. Okay, last one, guys, and we'll be finished. It's an adjective. Contemporary. Please say it with me. Contemporary. Contemporary. In my mind, guys, contemporary just means modern. What do I have here? Belonging to the same period of time as ourself. Present day. Something that's current. So, for example, contemporary music. BTS is contemporary music. What about Beethoven? Is that contemporary? No. It's Debach, but it's not contemporary. It's centuries old. So students, think about something that could be contemporary. Maybe contemporary fashion. I don't know. Contemporary philosophy. A contemporary way of thinking. Just means modern. I'm trying to think of something else. Contemporary. How about contemporary architecture? So these are just modern buildings. Nothing special, but it is of present day. What is contemporary in Korean? Dongshi Daehui? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Alternatively, Hyundaeui? Contemporary. You have a contemporary professor. Just kidding. All right, students, we'll stop here. Let's just quickly review over the words. Tell me, what is the word for a warning? Admonish. By the way, I forgot to mention an example. When we are little kids, sometimes children, they just don't know any better, and they'll put their finger near inside consent, the electrical socket consent, and parents naturally are frightened and they're like, no, danger. So they admonish their children to keep their hands away from consent or maybe a fan or anything like that. So it just means to scold mildly. Okay, too many to count, numberless. What's the word? Innumerable. Evil, sinister. Nighttime, occurring at night. What's the word? Don't look at your paper, that's cheating. Nocturnal. How about to pull someone into some drama or argument against their will? Embroil. I'm trying to think of an example. One more example of embroil, guys, just off the top of my head. I don't want to get in trouble, but let's see. Dokdo. The islands, Dokdo. Do you know what America's official policy on Dokdo is? The official position of the US government, not Scott, I'm not the government, they don't call me, hey Scott, what do you think? But the official position of the US government is we have no position on Dokdo. I think the reason for that is Washington, D.C., the government, does not want to get embroiled in a territorial dispute between Korea and Japan. Is that the right policy position? I'm not going to say, but anyway, embroil. Okay, a word or number or phrase or even a sentence that can be read the same forwards and backwards. Palindrome. To move up and down, to continually change, fluctuate. I want you to know it. Okay, a valuable object that is passed down from one generation to the next. Heirloom. Students, watch your spelling on the test. Sometimes students will get the vowels mixed up. The E and the I. Breaks my heart when a student writes the correct word but then gets the letters mixed up. Heirloom. And last one, modern. Belonging to the same period as oneself. Contemporary. All right, guys, we'll stop here. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.